Okay, now I'm just gonna finish up that crispy root vegetable hay. That's the garnish for the salad. We already have those little pieces of kale that are crispifying in the oven over there. Now I'm gonna work on the parsnips and the carrots. You have several parsnips in your parcel. You're just gonna take just a few peels off of some of these. Remember, it's just a little bit of crispy garnish on the top of 2 salads, so we really don't need too much, maybe like 6 or 7 peels. Maybe even 8 or 9 peels. If it's a really small vegetable like this carrot, maybe a little more. That's really all you need, just a little handful of peels. Now come on over here. So I have just a little frying setup. You can be very adaptive with whatever setup you have, and you know, this is the sort of thing that we can kind of eliminate. If you don't have a setup that's great for frying, that's totally fine. You are gonna have some crispy fried onions in your parcel that will work just fine for a nice crispy garnish on top of your salad. But a mix of those crispy fried onions with the kale, with these crispy fried carrots and parsnips is a really nice combination. We made crispy fried onions in class several times, which is why I'm not super concerned with you guys not being able to make the fried onions. It would have just added a whole bunch of stuff to your parcel. Those French's fried onions, they're a nice little garnish in a pinch, and that's what you have. So what I'm doing now is just kind of testing the oil. I want to make sure that it's hot enough. I probably will dump these in and maybe in a small batch and then see where it's at rather than throwing it all in at once. But I think as long as it doesn't tangle up and my oil is where I want it to be, I can go in all at once. The secret with doing stuff like carrot and parsnip chips is that you're supposed to pull it before it looks crispy and ready to go. And you also need to make sure you keep control of your temperature. Something like a parsnip is going to get really dark really fast. And you pull it before it really looks like it's going to be done, and so finding that like happy medium can be kind of tricky. Generally, I just kind of let like the ingredient itself tell me what's going on. If the sizzling kind of mellows out, then I know that a lot of the liquid is kind of starting to drain out of it. I have my baking sheet lined with a little bit of paper towel ready over here already. And I'm going to make sure to separate these guys, make sure they're not sitting on top of one another, because if you don't, then all that hard work to get them crispy will have been for nothing. I also don't want to wait too long to season. You want them to still be hot when you put the seasoning on top. I'm doing just a nice generous pinch of salt and a little pinch of sugar. You want to always make sure you're seasoning directly out of frying oil, because it's that oil that's going to soak in that seasoning. If you wait, then that seasoning won't soak in, it'll just fall right off. Okay, there you have it, some crispy root vegetable hay.